Peace, you know who this is, family. I got to do this video real quick. We're going to listen to Tariq lie and lie and lie till he can't lie no more. But the part I really want y'all to hear is when he talks about how if you're running around calling yourself Aboriginal or Indigenous, you're a tether. He said that. He said if they doing that, then they tethers. They most likely tethers. Just like, oh, if you pro-Democrat, you're a tether. See, I told you, tether is a slur, and a tether, first and foremost, is anybody Tariq don't like. If you black and they don't like you, you a tether. That's it. I said, you a tether. Well, we're going to get into this video right now. I got it in 1.5 speed because I don't got time to listen to Tariq babble all day, but we gonna go.
If you are confused about what Foundational Black American is, that means you've been in the wrong spot. That means you've been in some of the op rooms. There's no confusion as to what a Foundational Black American is at this point. There should be zero confusion. If you are confused, that means you're sitting up in somebody's room who's deliberately giving out misinformation. Let's talk turkey for a minute, and then I question why you even in rooms like that.
Let's talk turkey. Tariq, you've been around the white folks too long with the nothing burger and let's talk turkey and all this other stuff. Come on, man.
This is my thing. If somebody's supposed to be of the lineage, but you're kind of confused as to what a Foundational Black American is, that means you've been hanging in tether rooms or something.
Wrong. Because first of all, lineage is a bloodline. Again, FBA cannot be a lineage by definition because a lineage is a bloodline. Unless all of y'all got the same common ancestor, like it was like Genghis Khan or somebody like that, who's the progenitor of the lineage, then it cannot be a lineage. And again, anybody who disagrees with Tariq is automatically a tether, but we're going to keep it going.
So the question is, what are you doing in tether rooms? A child knows that these are lying, plebiscite babbling tethers. You can just listen to them for like 2 minutes and just hear that they're just in there babbling and lying. So why would you even be in rooms like that? That's my thing. Why are you even entertaining ops? Huh? That's the thing. And let's be very clear. Foundational Black American, that means one thing, and it's very simple. It is not that damn convoluted. It is not that complex. If you are black, your family's black, your ancestors are classified as black, Negro, colored, mulatto, and they were here on this land at the beginning of the United States, they, ladies and gentlemen, are foundational.
So that means biracials are not foundational Black Americans. That means Peanut is not a foundational Black American. Her family is white. Yeah, she got a black father, but she was raised by her white mother in a white household with white people. So how is she a foundational Black American? Well, we're gonna let you continue. I'm gonna play that part again, just in case y'all missed it.
Your family's black, your ancestors are classified as black, Negro, colored, mulatto, and they were here on this land.
So what about if your ancestors were classified as Indian or Choctaw or Cherokee or something like that? You not foundational Black American? So what happened to the Aboriginals? What's going on with that, Tariq? You got to break that down.
At the beginning of the United States, they, ladies and gentlemen, are foundational. But did they come from Africa? Oh, okay, that's another conversation. That's another conversation. And it's really irrelevant. Where they came from before they were here in the beginning of this country is irrelevant. Let me say that again. That's why they like to get into it. You don't think y'all Native Americans? That's irrelevant. Well, you're African. They came from Africa, though. Okay, but we're not African now. We're not continental Africans. They're not foundational. They have a different lineage. We have a different lineage. All right? Now, the conversation of where everybody was thousands of years ago, that's another conversation.
The United States of America is not thousands of years old. So you bringing that up is immaterial to the conversation. And it does matter whether they was Native Americans or Africans. Because like you just said you got to be Negro, black, colored, or mulatto or something like that, which is dumb and stupid again. And you said your whole family got to be black. A mulatto's, by definition, whole family is not black. You're contradicting yourself. And again, you also said on your own website that a foundational Black American are Aboriginal people, people native to this land. That matters.
And a lot of people like to conflate the two. Now, some of this indigenous conversation, a lot of that is a finesse because what that is, and I said that before, those are Caribbeans.
Oh, we're gonna bring that back. He said the indigenous conversation is a finesse. It's a finesse, but you was entertaining it. You was again on your own website. I might have to go to that website in this video, but we're gonna go back.
A lot of that is a finesse because what that is, and I said that before, there's lineage. All right. Now, the conversation of where everybody was thousands of years ago, that's another conversation. And a lot of people like to conflate the two. Now, some of this indigenous conversation, a lot of that is a finesse because what that is, and I said that before, those are Caribbeans. Many people trying to go the Aboriginal or the indigenous route, I've seen this and I see what the play is. A lot of it is Caribbeans who are trying to latch on to the Arawaks or whatever tribe that was here for thousands of years, who was going back and forth to the North American mainland and the Caribbean, and they're trying to latch on to that. So you got to watch.
You just heard what he said, right? You just heard what he said. Oh my God, I gotta slow this down. I'm putting it in normal speed now, family, because I don't think y'all hearing this man. He literally said the whole indigenous argument is a finesse to try to connect the Caribbean to the United States of America. And I don't understand. Why wouldn't they do that? I'm not saying they are doing that, but why wouldn't they do that? Y'all indigenous, right? So this is all y'all land, right? This is Turtle Island. Y'all are the original inhabitants of America, of the Americas. Why would you separate and redefine yourself based on the colonizers who came here and invisible lines they drew on the map? See, this is again, you keep claiming that you was claiming before that foundational black Americans was here before everybody. But if they was here before everybody, they would be indigenous, aboriginal, right? And if the aboriginal people was going back and forth because they saw all of this as they land, why wouldn't those be our people? Why wouldn't they be also considered foundational black Americans? How is that a finesse? Why are we dividing ourselves based on invisible lines on a map put there by white people who came from Europe? But I'm gonna let you keep going. Let me see if you can make this make sense.
The word play. That's why some of these so-called Aboriginal people, not all, because you got some genuine Aboriginals. We got some Aboriginals who understand that they're still foundational Black American by logic. By logic, foundational Black American is a logic term.
Now it's a logic term. Now you can be foundational black American, but aboriginal by logic. Again, if there are aboriginals who are foundational black American, that means all the aboriginals are foundational black American, whether they be from the Caribbean or not. Because to be aboriginal means you was here first. And if you was here first and you saw all this as your land, what does it matter what an invader who came later got to say? And that also would mean that you have family and an actual lineage bloodline connection to the Caribbean if you were really indigenous, if you was really aboriginal, and y'all really did go back and forth like that.
It's a commemorative term because some people will say, "Well, they didn't genuine Aboriginals." We got some Aboriginals who understand that they're still foundational Black American by logic. By logic, foundational Black American is a logic term. It's a commemorative term because some people will say, "Well, they didn't say foundational Black American on the documents," because when you're founding something, you're not going to say foundational at the time, just like the so-called founding fathers. They were not the founding fathers in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. The founding father term, that's
Of course, they wasn't the founding fathers in the 1600s because there was no America in the 1600s. But I think you're talking about 1619. So that would mean black people was again here before America. The United States of America was not around in 1619, but there were enslaved black people here in 1619. So why again are we starting our identity through our enslavement? Especially if we are already Aboriginal and we've been here before and we know that. Why are we defining ourselves based on an enslavement that happened um, in 1619? But I'm gonna let you continue.
Start coming about in the 1900s, 20th century, because it's a commemorative term. When something has gone on or lasted for a long time, that's when the term foundational comes in as an adjective to commemorate something. All right, just want you to just understand logic. We are a commemorative lineage because we've been here from the very beginning. So saying foundational is not only a true statement, it's a celebratory statement. To celebrate
Again, if we've been here from the beginning, shouldn't we be commemorating ourselves from the beginning? Again, if we are Aboriginals, because like you said, you said that before, and it's on your website, and we was here thousands of years before any Europeans stepped foot here. Shouldn't we be starting it there instead of starting it from when the Europeans came and enslaved us? Like the Chinese got colonized. When the Chinese talk about Chinese civilization, they don't start with the century of humiliation. They start 5,000 years ago. Well, I'm gonna let you keep going. See if you can make this make sense.
the achievement of foundational black Americans from the very beginning. So saying foundational is not only a true statement, it's a celebratory statement. To celebrate the achievement of foundational black Americans is helping to establish this country, which we did. I don't want to hear the conversation with y'all were slaves and you don't own it. We own enough. We own the culture here. We are the culture here. We own the culture.
Foundational Black Americans don't own any culture, and they are not the culture. But I'm gonna let you continue.
Let's be very clear. What's up, Nikki the God? Thank you so much. Ty Power, thank you so much. But the whole thing about us having to put Africa as an adjective of who we are, and we're the only people forced to do that, we're just not going along with that narrative no more. We're not going along with that narrative. So a lot of
Who forced Black people to identify with Africa? Who did that? Who is this person? Who is this group that forced Black people to identify with Africa? And who are you to come along now and say we not identifying with Africa no more? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
people, they're trying to do the backdoor thing by saying Aboriginal and, well, I'm indigenous. A lot of these cats are Caribbean, and they're trying to backdoor through the Caribbean. Well, my people was going back and forth here, so my people been here for 10,000 years. They were going back and forth to Jamaica, and some dude told me the other day, well, Queen Nanny of the Maroons, they were with the Arawaks, and the Arawaks helped them in Jamaica, where my family from. Okay, that don't matter. Y'all immigrated here, dude. If you
If you're indigenous and you're Aboriginal, and that's your story of going back and forth, and again, you didn't say it wasn't true, wouldn't that also, again, wouldn't that be the correct term and the correct way to start the lineage, quote unquote lineage, is through what we was doing thousands of years ago before the Europeans came, not starting it via what happened after the Europeans came?
if you got some people who immigrated here on both sides of your family, you ain't foundational. I don't want to hear that Arawak shit. All right.
So you can't have people who immigrated on both sides of your family. But I thought you all you needed was um connection to slavery. Because you can have immigrants on both sides of your family, but also have at least one person, one side, have connections to the enslavement that took place in America. You're contradicting yourself, but we won't let you keep talking. But and again, why does it matter about an invisible line on the map? Mexicans don't see themselves as immigrants to America when they cross into California and Texas. That's their land. You're not allowing no invisible line on the map to tell them when they go into their country. That's why they call themselves migrants. They don't even call themselves immigrants no more. We migrants. We are migrating to another part of our land. But I'm gonna let you keep going.
Come on now. Let's be real. Oh, we in here heavy. We almost got 1,000 already. Y'all share the room, family. Share the room. Share the room, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? The original. Thank you for the cake, brother. All right. Come on now. Who is St. Louis? St. Louis? What's St. Louis talking about? Oh, that my sis? What's up, man? Say what's up to my sister Natalie.
Oh well, I think that's enough for now. Um, Tariq, I watched this video, but I didn't start there. I started a little bit further later on when he was talking about the patent. So I'm gonna do a video about that, where now Tariq has acknowledged that he owns FBA. While denying that there was a trademark, now he acknowledges there is a trademark, which makes him the owner of the lineage, which proves that it's not a lineage because you can't trademark a lineage. So the fact that they let you get that trademark off is the proof that it's not official. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you for rocking with me, family. Like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment on what you think. Give the video hype points. Also, donate to me if you can. Become a channel member. All the links will be in the description box below in the pinned comment. Follow me on my social media sites. Email me if you have something to say. And on that note, family, peace.